I do this. I think we might have him.
Oh snap! We
Oh
did
shit! Oh shit!
it!
It worked!
Finally. Are you on an iPhone
Finally!
or Android?
Come on, man! I got an iPhone.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to understand why it didn't work. Either way, it finally happened, ladies and gentlemen. Just Blaze, Jake One, live on IG Live. No, we are
Yes.
not. We are not battling. We are just hanging out.
People, why do people think I can battle you? I think that's
I
crazy.
can
Like,
listen. I can't battle you. You. Let me ask you a question. Hold on. Let me screen grab this. Rock Cocaine Flow. I was
yeah.
there when they tracked the vocals. And one thing I always wanted to ask you was, how did you, what did you sequence the beat with to make it slow down and speed up the way you did? Like, what was
It
that process?
it was just ASR. It was like made two sequences and just tap the tempo live and then switch to the next one, like
So you
back to
didn't
the
do
other
any
sequence.
manual tempo changes in the ASR?
No, it was all they had to rap to it however I laid it.
Very dope.
Because we didn't have the grid back then.
Nah, yeah, there was no grid. It's funny. That's actually, I take that back. That was right when the grid first started. We mixed the majority of that album at baseline.
Right.
I think yours was one of the only ones that wasn't mixed there.
Oh, okay.
I think I don't want to put people's names out there, but I remember there being an issue with what was happening before, and Corey was managing them at the time, and I knew Corey, and I gave him a deal to mix the rest of the album at baseline,
Right.
with Guru, and Madlib had done a few records, and I remember Corey had to call me because De La didn't believe that Madlib didn't track beats.
I already knew what you were gonna say.
Yeah.
I knew what you were gonna say.
Yeah, because they were trying to mix shopping bags, and I think they wanted to make a change. And Corey's like, "Yo, he doesn't track his beats. Like whatever he gave you is what he gave you."
I,
And they're
I
like, "No,
fuck
it's
with him
not
for that.
possible."
He's just like, you got the beat. That's what it is.
Yeah, that, and you know what? The older I get, and the more like, it was a couple of records that I did. Eric Sermon React, Touch the
Ooh.
Sky, for Ye, PSA. We tried to do the traditional mix that we used to do back then, right?
Right.
Where you track the beat and separate every sound, and the mixes sucked, to be
Right.
honest. And
Sometimes it was something about it just coming out. The two tracks
coming out the
just
machine,
yeah.
yeah. And I used to think back then that the artists were being assholes because we're young and we don't know any better, and we think
Right.
we're the shit because we're the producer. And over the years, I've gone back and listened to those, to those mixes that I handed into the labels, and I'm like, oh yeah, nah, this wasn't as good. Like,
Nah.
yo, like one of the reasons, to be honest, why me and Puff don't really get along, right? And he thinks it's because I don't like him as a person, and it's not that at all. You can't not love what he's done. We what were the records that we've done over the years? We did Tell Me, which was him and Christina Aguilera. We did House of Pain, which was Biggie, Pac, and Nas.
Ooh, with the Mount Dozier.
Yeah, exactly. And
Yes.
I remember this is one of those records where Puff was like, "Yo, just send me your 2-track, please. If you don't want to send me your 2-track, or you don't like, just send me your rough. I don't want your mix. Just send me your rough."
Right.
And I was so upset with him about that. And we did that. What was the record we did before that? Faith Burning Up remix.
Ooh. The mix on that wasn't right though.
It was also Lamont Dozier from the same
Right.
album.
Yeah, I'm on fire. Yeah, yeah.
Yep. And that was a 2-track. And I was just like, yo, the beat sounds good as it is. I think Warren Campbell helped me figure out the keys for the bridge, and then that was that. And the next record I did for him came from the same album.
Crazy.
And we had a big back and forth about that. And I think he thought I was upset with him personally. And I'm like, no, I liked my mix. but he liked my original better. He was like, and the thing is, I had hired and Bad Boy paid for a whole orchestra to play on it. You know, they're like, yo, we'll take the orchestra parts, but we want the 2-track of the beat.
Damn.
And sometimes that original magic that you make, you know, when you first make the
For
beat
sure.
is
Well,
what really
especially when
matters.
we were doing a hardware where it's like going in, I mean, it always feels like you lose some when you record it in the Pro Tools or whatever it is back
Nah,
then.
but you know what? I think the difference is back then we were making these beats and recording them, even if we were putting them in the Pro Tools or whatever, we were doing it through a console
Right.
and through a machine with converters.
Right.
There was a difference. You know, I had this conversation with Duro a couple of months back. I have this one folder of beats that I call the OCP. OCP is it's an inside joke for people who've been following me for a long time. The OCP was the company that invented RoboCop, right? So I so for years and years I've always take like the beats that I love the most and I put them in this folder called the OCP. But you can hear the difference. Like if I play you that folder, you can. It's not even about how good or bad the beats are. You can hear the difference between the beats that were made on the MP and the beats that were made in Logic versus the beats that were made in Ableton
Right.
or Pro Tools or whatever. Physically, there is a difference.
It's doing some shit without us trying. That's what makes it special. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? Like that's the whole
agreed.
thing.
And
You
when
know.
you see companies like Isla now making the SP 2400 and Homie making the
The
ESI
iPad one isn't bad though.
1200. What's that?
The SP12, the dude did you can put on your iPad or whatever.
Oh no, it's great. That's what I'm
It's
saying.
really good.
Yeah, the dude from Low Hiss out
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
in France. He's in Lyon.
yeah.
You know, like when
He
you
got that
take that
off.
approach to, I think what happened was a lot of these companies got so caught up in what they could, uh, which they should have. I'm not even mad at them. You know, like for what they could do and what they could accomplish. I think a lot of what the hardware did got lost because the concentration wasn't on the sonic quality anymore. It was just on the capability of
Right.
we can time stretch, we can warp, we can time stretch to this degree and warp and pitch shift, and we can take an entire sample. Like now, I don't know if you've used this plugin or this piece of software, but you should. Have you seen this joint that combine? It's basically like if you took Ableton and Ableton's warping capability and Melodyne's pitch shifting capability and
Ooh.
put it in one thing where you can break down an entire song. It's not just, all right, I can take a vocal or a piano. Like I can take the entire song and separate it and change the pitch
And
elements.
change the key. Is it that PreSonus thing?
No, hold on. Let me go look real quick. This joint is I've only told a few people about.
Well, you telling like 700 right now. So
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
about to
yeah.
be
No,
on it.
but people should know about this.
They
I
should.
don't. I'm not endorsed. I bought it myself.
Right.
But this is something that people should know about. Give me a second, because it's been a long day and I was not planning on being online for this long. But I do want to tell people about this. Um, Shoot, hold on. I'm looking through my applications folder now. Going past Isotope, past Logic, past Magic Bullet, Melodyne. Um, oh,
Did I lose him? Is this shit going slow now? Is that just me? Is it X tracks?
check
Yeah.
it.
Your shit's getting shaky, I think.
Hit Mix Infinity.
Let me type this in right now. Hit mix
maybe uh, $200-300 at the most. But in terms of being able to break samples apart and arrange them, I've never seen one be able to do it to this extent. If you're a Pro Tools user, it can actually import and export directly into Pro Tools. I use Logic, so it takes me an extra step. But
It Mix Infinity. Okay.
yeah, HitMix Infinity is worth it. It's probably the thing that I'm the most excited about in terms of software in a very long time.
Are you messing with the RX-7, the isotope
Yes.
thing?
So RX-7 is dope in terms of separation and isolation.
Right.
But what HitMix Infinity, so they're kind of similar in that regard. They both do that. But HitMix Infinity, and again, I'm not affiliated with them. I don't know anybody there, right? HitMix Infinity can take what you would do in RX-7, right?
Right.
But then now you had the piano that you like. Now you can take that piano and create chords out of it
Yeah.
and put it on a grid
So
and
it's some of
separate
the.
it.
It's like a Melodyne combo.
That's what I'm saying. It's like a combination of both.
We
You
need
can
that.
take the vocal from the record and isolate it, or take the strings, and if you wanted the strings to play a certain part that they didn't play, you know, or add extra chords to it, you can do that.
What did you use to do those strings? Remember when I sent you the tuxedo record and you put
Yes.
the
Oh
string
no,
arrangement on
the
the
string
song
arrangement I
for the
did
fuck
for
of
you.
it?
I played all that.
You
Oh,
know we opened our show with that. We just
really?
ran with that for the whole tour. Yeah, yeah. Good looking.
I need 10% of each tuxedo show from now
Right,
on.
right. We got checks in the
In
mail.
this Corona era, I'll send you my Cash App. That would be very helpful. No, but seriously, I did that string arrangement using the Swam engine. So, all right,
Yeah, I
so
don't know
check
about
this
that.
out. We all know about these things. Hold on, I got one in here. Hold on, I got one in here somewhere. Um, the best thing about, where did I put it? I mean, I don't have to show it to you.
Yeah,
People
yeah, yeah,
can
no,
Google it.
I'm pulling up. I'm pulling up.
The
When else is over?
what's the keyboard? The the rubber joint. Roly. The Roly Seaboard.
I'm not even hip.
No? Oh gosh, hold on.
You see, I only have old shit in here. I don't have anything new.
All right, so look, you gotta get the Roly Seaboard. Um, now I do want to find one. I have two of them here. Um, it's it's a different approach to, and I don't have one. You know, it doesn't matter if I pull one out because I don't have my computer set up. The Roly Seaboard, right? It's it's like a 3D approach to playing the keys. So I'll just show you what I mean real quick. I'm gonna pull out a regular keyboard. So if you're just playing a regular keyboard and you're doing like dun 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 dun, right?
Right.
With a Roly, it's pressure sensitive. It's not only velocity sensitive, it's pressure sensitive. So you can do this and be like, or you can do, you can use that for pitch bend,
Oh,
or
okay.
use this the side to side for
So that's how you
modulation.
can get it to do the string bend and all that.
Exactly.
Got it. Got it.
So but it's not just that. So hold on. So you can get the Swam engine is a separate thing. It's not part of the same company.
You
But
just controls it
Swam,
with the other joints.
exactly.
Right.
Swam engine imported, or I shouldn't say imported, but Swam engine uh got some of their sound libraries to work with the Roly keyboards.
Right.
Um, you can also just use like, it works with any DAW because it's a plugin.
Right.
But the expression that you get, like I've sent horn players when I did the Ross Big Time record, and we performed it on Jimmy Fallon, and
I saw that.
I sent the horn players the parts. They were asking me to ask my horn players to send them charts. And, I'm like, bro, that was just me and my keyboard on the Swam engine.
Right.
Um, it's definitely the most expressive plugin that I have come across up until this point. You know, and it's not even super expensive. I want to say, I mean, the Roly keyboard. If you get the small one, you're paying $300. You get the big one, you're paying like 2,000. You can get the small one and pull it
Okay.
off. The Swam engine plugins are not super expensive. They have a suite of strings, and I think they have a suite of strings, and they're just starting with the horns. Um, it's beyond worth it. Most of the sample replay guys that I know, that's what they're using now. They hit me to
Um,
it. Yeah,
wow.
they're the ones that hit me to it. But trust me, it's. I mean, you've heard it. You heard it.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. It's
I
crazy.
sent you the parts. Like I was, the first night I got it, I was downstairs laughing and giggling so hard. And I'm not really generally a happy guy, like that. My wife came downstairs like, "Yo, what's going on? Why are you so happy?" And I'm like, "Do
Right.
you hear this?"
You just heard money. You knew you were about to
Yeah,
you about to make some shit.
like that was the night that I did those strings, and you didn't ask me for it. I just did it.
No, that's what was so crazy about it. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
what
I
is
was just
this?
excited. Like, yo, we have strings and horns. Like, I can replicate chic sounding string
It was like
sections.
straight
Like,
Randy Muller arrangement on our song out of nowhere.
right?
That
Like,
was
here, just
crazy.
take it. I don't know what to do with this. You didn't ask for it, but it exists. If you want it, it
Yeah.
exists.
Hey, that shit is great.
It's funny.
Great.
I was actually talking to Battle Cat about his Tuxedo remix
Oh
yesterday
man.
on live.
I got to watch him do it in
I
person.
know.
It was stupid.
Dude, that's what I was telling him. I'm like, yo, Jake told me like he went, he was there and you just knocked it out and did it and just gave it to him like here.
To a click track, just period. No
Yeah,
montage,
but
no nothing. That's
but
just his rhythm.
while we're talking, he pulls out the talk box and just starts on live. Just starts talk boxing
Yeah.
on live. And I'm like, oh, so now I had to pull out mine. And then we did like a little talk box duet. I think that's what's really dope about what's happening. The unfortunate part, obviously, I don't want to discount the underlying negative part of what's happening right now, but I think that a lot of creatives, guys like you, listen, we're friends. We've known each other for years. We don't talk every day. You
Right.
know what I mean? We don't communicate like this every day. We do it like once every couple of years
Right.
when it fits or when it needs. And I feel like right now that we're just a lot of us are having these conversations that are long overdue.
Right.
That don't normally happen. Like I've watched DJ Scratch go live since we've been on here. DJ Scratch has gone live 3 times with LL Cool J. I don't know
Wow.
what they're doing. In my mind, they're performing Ill Bomb, you know, live. I don't know what's happening. But like I was talking to people at like 5 a.m. and Eric Sermon pops up because I played a random record of his that nobody ever plays.
Right.
Or Kid Capri pops up because I'm talking about some random show or set that he did. Oh, wait, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm back. I'm back.
Okay. Yeah, no, anything you need from me, bro, I'm here. I'm obviously I'm kind of the plug on live strings and horns.
Hey, that was, I mean, you can't really do better than that. That was, you know.
No, I appreciate it.
I
And
want that folder though. I want the folder, the 2-track beats. Can I can I get that?
yes, I will send that to you. And I feel like one of the conversations. Oh, Al also jumped on earlier. Al jumped on my live, and one of the conversations that we had was, a lot of us are just sitting on things on our laptops,
All day.
um, and they people need to hear them. Like
He
I,
told me that years ago. He was like, I'm not saving beats for Jay-Z no more. He's
yeah,
like,
nah,
it's
you
that
know,
shit is over. You
yeah.
know,
It's at a
I
certain
feel him
point.
though. What does it matter? You know,
It,
you're
it,
dope.
it,
You're gonna make more.
it really doesn't, and that's something that I've personally have had to get over.
Right.
Is like because I had so many records that did certain things or hit certain whatevers, and so I tried to treat everything like it was that same gold standard. And at a certain point, it's like, yo, just put it out, man. Just put it out. So I'm that's the one thing that I'm telling all my producer friends as they come on my live and hang out with me for a bit is just put the music out.
I mean, you have a Jay Z 3 disc box set.
Oh no, yes,
So
I know.
like, you're good. Come on,
Yeah,
can't
no,
nobody say shit to you.
but between that and then like I've kind of little by little been playing the Slaughterhouse records,
Right.
that nobody ever thought they were gonna hear. It has to come out. The Gun and Conway stuff that I did, like before people were really checking for them like that on the strength on the way that they are now. I have these records. I have to put them out, or they have to come out. Even if I don't put them out, they have to find their way out there. So please do the same because there is too
No,
much
we're going
Jake
to.
one. There was too much Jake one heat that I know is sitting in that ASR or in those Pro Tools. Put it out. I'm the king of hoarding, and I'm going to stop doing that starting now.
Yes.
All right,
Yes.
brother.
All
Salute.
right, I'm out.
I will not
Peace,
keep you any
everybody.
longer. I'm gonna go check on the kid, make sure he's good. But thanks for the rap. It was good to talk to you.
Peace, everybody.
Love.